Greetings, welcome to another episode of Branding Bloopers, an edutainment series where we're open and transparent about the mess so we could educate the rest. My name is Marissa, founder of To Be Caribbean, and I'm always excited about these episodes where we collaborate with the Jamaica Chamber of Commerce because they're always exciting. We always have the best guests, and the conversations are always very educational and lots of fun. And today, I am so excited about our guest. There's so much good information we plan to share with you. But first of all, let me introduce my co-host, Ms. Suen Shaw. Welcome, Suen.
Thank you, Melissa. Hello, everybody, and hi, Liberty. We are so excited to have you here, and let's get right into it.
Yeah.
So let me introduce Liberty to everyone. Liberty is the CEO of Chosen Media, and she has over 15 years of experience in the multimedia world. She is the co-founder of the ATL Web Fest. That's the first web series festival here in Atlanta. Very exciting stuff. And she also has worked with big companies like the Georgia Department of Economics, ESPN, and Atlanta Dreams. So we are so happy to have you here, Liberty, to learn all about what you do.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you both. And I just feel like it's going to be a great conversation. So don't change. Whoever's listening, watching, don't move.
Right.
Oh, and Liberty is also a member of Jam Cham.
Yes.
So
Proud member.
Liberty,
Yes.
proud member.
Love it. All right, so let's jump right into it. Liberty, you know that infamous elevator pitch, right? So in less than 45 seconds, tell us what you want people to know about your business, Chosen Media.
Yes. Well, Chosen Media is a video marketing agency, and essentially we help companies, marketing teams with their video content, from live streaming to webinars. If you are trying to get in front of your audience and drive sales, we're the people that you call.
Yeah, I love that. And especially now in the time of pandemic and COVID and everybody's doing things digitally and virtually, like I'm pretty sure it's a busy season for you.
Very much so. And I'm grateful. So I'm definitely not complaining. And it's wonderful to see that, like, even though the pandemic has accelerated the need for video, but this is something, if you think about when you're in the store back when the world was open, you'll see people on their phone and they're talking to whomever. So that transfer from like just being on the phone with your ears, but where you can see people's expression, when you can talk to people, when you can show them things, those are all aspects of video, and then tying in the marketing part that makes video so compelling.
Right. Love it. So one thing I'm definitely hearing from you is that you're a pioneer, right? This founder of ATL Web Fest, founder of Chosen Media. You know, you have a vision, you see things, and you bring it to life. But yes. I'm pretty sure on your journey, you may have had some, bloopers along the way. Do you mind sharing one of your biggest branding bloopers when you were starting your business?
Yes, I would say one of our biggest bloopers would be, and more so on the behind the scenes and the side that people really don't see, is when you, and as an entrepreneur or small business, that you don't pick the right people or the right projects when you're working with. And that can be, it might start off one way, but then, because I remember specifically it was 2013 and we were doing a live stream show and it was for a big organization. And some things, with technology, if something can go wrong, it will go wrong. And just some things happen behind the scenes. And then just recognizing that the people that were surrounded, like some of the people on the project, weren't truly committed to it. And then, it could have still been a learning lesson that way versus it being something that we just, sometimes you got to know, what is the saying? You've got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
Hold them, right.
Yes. Likewise with projects, with people and relationships. So that was a blooper that turned into a lesson. That is why I'm able to still be here.
Indeed. Love that. Know who you're working with.
Okay, Liberty. So my question for you is, how did you develop the brand for your business, for Chosen Media?
Yeah, great question. I am born to Jamaican parents, so we call ourselves, and I'm born in Toronto, so we call ourselves, or Canada, so we call ourselves Jam Can. And so I grew up around media, around community radio. So that's where we got our news and our interaction. And in my childhood, that's where the first urban radio station was built. And then years later, around 2000, 2004-ish, Fitzroy Gordon. So just coming from that of like starting something where you see that there's a need. And with Chosen Media, it actually started as a magazine to spotlight Black Canadians. And that, if the word that we hear a lot now of like making a pivot. So then the pivot was from doing that online to now being able to provide a service for companies, because people would see the work that we're doing, have a promotions background too. So that's where the marketing and the video come hand in hand. So just recognizing when there's a need, and not only when there's a need, but where people will pay for that solution. And so that's how I would say just the evolution of content and media, and seeing that this shift from, the newspaper print to the online to now social and video content. So that has been the journey of to where we are right now.
Right.
Wow, what an amazing journey, Liberty. So what I took from that, you found a need, and you addressed that need. And we definitely need videographers right now, especially in our climate, in our right now with social media and everything. So you're a niche business, but definitely needed. So that's awesome.
So one of the things you mentioned, Liberty, which I think is important for a lot of people to know, is that whole evolution of content, right? So you had your print and moved on to online. And then most people know that, in terms of businesses that are trying to build their brands, video is a big way to build engagement. So one of my questions for you is, what are the other trends that you are seeing in terms of video creation that is driving your business and helping you to expand your reach and awareness?
Yes. So I would definitely say like the area, it's still, as they call, like early adoption, but VR, which is virtual reality, where you put on the headsets and someone creates like a completely different experience, but it's like you can reach out and touch and pick up things. So that is something like where live streaming was maybe 10, 12 years ago, is where I would say virtual reality is. But that is picking up steam as it becomes more cost effective for people to buy the gear, and that people are beginning to understand how to create, whether that be games, whether that be training. I have a lot of friends in that space who are creating VR experiences to help people train. So instead of flying a team over to XYZ country to train, you build what they call an environment where they can get certain kind of like training. Imagine that if you were if there was something specific where like even mechanics or whatnot, where you are like able to virtually train on a car, and then the buzzer dings when you hit the wrong thing, things like that. And then I would also add, it's not necessarily video, but just as a content space, audio is becoming really important. So it's almost like what's old is new again.
Right.
Because there's Clubhouse, which is audio only. There's already podcasts. And then there was news this week that Facebook is doubling down on audio. So they're looking to, crush said name platforms. So just overall content, it moving from just, text and video, but really like creating a very rich audio experience for people.
It's so hard to keep up, man. There's like so much things going on. Woo!
You're
Thank
right.
goodness for people like you. You have to streamline it and make it make sense.
And it's hard for us to keep up too. Like, what? You change again? Really?
Right?
So much going on.
Yeah, real for real.
I got an invite to Clubhouse, and I was like, man, I don't think I can do any more right now. It's just
so like I'm trying to keep up with IG.
Right.
And that's very real. Like you sharing that. I know I jumped in a little bit, and then it was just a lot, because you have to understand too, when these tools come out is, okay, it's good to know what they are, but is your audience there? Because are you spending that time? If your audience is there, cool, go learn it because you want to be where your audience is. But if they're not, and it's still this really cool thing, or if you're not able to figure out a way, because this is a podcast directed towards businesses, so this is why I'm saying this, if there's not a way that you're generating revenue from it, it's okay to take a pass.
Right. Real talk.
Real talk, Liberty. So that is actually leading me up to the next question I have for you. How do you know who your target audience is and market to them? Like, how did you figure that out and market to them and make money?
Yes. Well, the good thing is that from even saying, I think it's still fair to say like social media and being able to be out there. And when you, in this case, okay, we'll create a video and we'll put the video out there, and then what we like to say, like A/B testing, you get a chance to put something out there and test. That's what startups do. Startups come up with an idea, they put it out in the world, and then you ask questions. So if you want to put this in, like, maybe it's a complicated process at times, but to make it really simple is, okay, come up with an idea, see how many other people out there are doing that, and take a look at, okay, well, look at their audience. Does that make sense? As I said earlier, I was like, well, this magazine for Black Canadians, there wasn't really a lot out there that talked about professional Black Canadians, but the percent of Black people in Canada compared to the percent of Black people in the US, well, you start looking at where's your audience. I said that before, where's your audience? And to go where your audience is. The good thing is when you ask questions is you get feedback. And then by getting that feedback, you can make some adjustments and you recognize, oh, well, you know what, it's more women who are, or is it more men, or looking at the demographics. And then you, as what we'll call the thought leader or the subject matter expert, then you can make decisions on what kind of product or what you'll put out there for that demographic. So again, to just recap is get an idea, do some research, ask questions, put something out there, and then test it, and then do that over and over again, because your audience will change with the times.
Okay, that is a very nice plan there. So hear that, everybody, ask questions and do your research.
I love it. Liberty, wow, this was such rich content just from start to finish. I was planning to summarize, but that'll be a waste of time. But what I would say is thank you for sharing and being open and transparent about your blooper, in terms of knowing who to partner with when you start your business. And, it's a learning process, right? You'll never get it fully right, but understanding that's part of your journey and your evolution as a business. Speaking to us about the trends in video content, just in content creation in general, so much out there. And then giving us advice on how to streamline, because you can't do everything as a business owner, especially small business. It's impossible. So going where your audience is, and those tips on how you get to where your audience is. So we truly, truly appreciate all the insights. This was amazing.
Yes, thank you so much, Liberty, for sharing all your knowledge with us. And I'm sure people are just finding the value in that right now once they watch and check you out.
Well, thank you, Marissa and Suen, for this. And thank you, Jamchan, and the partnership, and that, that people really need this kind of information. The fact that you're putting this content out for our community and that they're going to hear from so many different people, those are nuggets that will help them and empower them with their businesses. So I just thank you for the opportunity to be here today.
Thank you. Oh, and where could people find out more about your business?
Yes, you can go to chosenmedia.co, not .com. So that is chosen with a Z, because as you said, being a pioneer and trendsetting couldn't just be normal with the word,
Have to put a little twist to it.
Right. Some pizzazz.
Right.
So chosenmedia.co, and I assume you're on all the social media outlets, etc.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, cool. Alrighty, so this was another episode of Branding Bloopers in collaboration with the Jamaica Chamber of Commerce. so excited. We had a wonderful exchange today with Liberty White, CEO of Chosen Media, and of course, my co host, Sue and Shaw from the Jamaica Chamber of Commerce. Keep it locked. We have more episodes coming up.